yourself.
We do need men, though. We do.
We don't need them.
We do.
We really went from Marie Curie to whatever this is. Luckily, we have woke females being put in their place.
Don't you see how this could be offensive to a real, authentic Mexican?
Hey, can I just say that I'm Mexican and this doesn't bother me at all? Because these tacos are great.
Okay, sir, I appreciate your feelings on the matter, but I don't need you to be a mouthpiece for an entire cuisine, okay? As long as a white man's doing the cooking, I won't be eating here.
Oh, I'm not the cook. Guillermo's the cook.
Guillermo? Okay, wow. Guillermo, let me guess. You've got some poor Mexican dude back there slaving away for $5 an hour so that you can call these tacos authentic. Excuse me, senor. You don't need to work here. You can open your own taco truck.
Guillermo doesn't speak English.
야! 고기도 필요해!
기다려!
말 그만하고 빨리 움직여! 알았어, 씨발!
I'm just surprised you actually don't know what to be offended by right now, do you?
No,
This is like watching a computer.
I'm offended. I'm offended. I'm offended. That's all we ever hear now. It's like an offense overload. She really did start to glitch. Sadly, it's just a skit and we are yet to see a feminist glitch from an offense overload. Maybe another day.
Do you drink water during the day? No water at all? Okay, all right. And then what are you drinking during the day?
Sodies.
Sodies.
Sody pops.
And how much do you think you drink a day?
8 to 12 a day.
8 to 12 cans?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And it's regular soda?
No, it's diet.
It's diet. Okay.
Our mom told us when we were younger, if we ate a sugar, you drink a Diet Coke afterwards and it'll cancel out the sugar.
Do you believe it to be true?
Yeah. I did when I was a kid.
Sure, okay.
And yet you're drinking 8 to 12 cans as an adult. Your mom must have wanted you to live the longest life in history. She's a fantastic parent. Good for you guys. I can understand why a person like this would go ballistic for a pronoun. I mean, look at what she's done to herself. Also, women getting insecure because of the appearance of other women is a very feminine thing. Just putting that out there.
But it's like, you know, you live all year long in your little box. When you come here for 1 week, you can kind of live out crazy fantasies. And you can get away with it and no one cares. And what happens in Key West stays here.
My husband and I were talking about.
Have you been before? Oh, cool.
Is he leashed? Well, what do you know? A 70-year-old man in a crop top, a tutu skirt, and a bow leash. Who said there wasn't anything new under the sun? Because I think this is straight out of the plastic.
I'm Thai. My pronouns are they, she. My pronouns are normal. Okay, good to know. Hey, everyone, nor pronouns are nor and mal. Wait, no. Make sure you respect mal pronouns, okay? No, I made those up. Wow, y'all, Nor made them up all by myself. Those aren't my real pronouns. Oh, okay. Never mind, everyone. Their pronouns are transphobe.
So clever. That will teach all those normal people.
See how I wear my mask? Very demure, very mindful. I wear my N95. I take COVID precautions. Very demure, very considerate, very community-minded. I'm not like you other girls. I don't spread illness that can kill and disable my community. I keep my mask on. Keep it demure. Ladies, let's enter demure fall with COVID consciousness on our mind. Very demure, very cutesy.
It's been like 4 years, bro. Give it a rest already. And did she just say demure fall with COVID consciousness? I'm very late to the trend, it looks like. You're literally outside again. Just breathe air.
The AP has just broken some new news. This has just come out from the Associated Press. This is incredible.
Look at it, fellas. You crying, boy?
Oh. Can we put up the graphic of this? Thank you. Just... I think I'm gonna have to hand this off. Yeah. Sorry. That does it for us tonight. We'll see you again tomorrow.
So Elon replied to a tweet about the possible sale of MSNBC. He said, how much does it cost? 5 words. 5 words has Rachel weeping. Why? Scared you might actually have to tell the truth.
Who am I here with today?
Alexander.
How old are you?
Oh boy, I'm 24.
So if you were born 10 years ago, how old would you be?
34.
How does that make sense? If you're 24?
Yeah.
Okay. If you were born 10 years ago?
Yes. Oh, piss. 34.
It's not his fault. Sometimes maths is hard. Sometimes focusing on rainbows and victimhood makes it even harder.
Is a man less of a man if he can't change a flat tire?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Is a woman less of a woman if she can't cook a meal from scratch?
We're biased. We're women.
No, that's not a good answer.
No, that is a great answer because we did not think otherwise.
There are dozens of words for two-spirited people, people that would now be considered trans people.
Is this like a Native American tribe, like high, smoking, and talking about your spirit?
There are people that would now be considered trans people.
There were trans Native Americans?
Yes. If you could educate yourself a little more, you would know that.
Okay. I will educate myself. Native Americans were also cannibals. Did you know that fact? Did you educate yourself on the fact? I don't know if we should be taking our cues from cannibals. There's no question about that.
Which spiritual? You believe in God?
I do believe in God, yes.
So
that doesn't make me believe in trans people. That doesn't make me believe that you can switch your parts. I don't believe they were performing surgeries. And you can let me know. But again, they weren't chopping their dicks off. So no, this is a different thing that we're dealing with here. Next question.
Educate yourself, the tar-lipped activist said. What history book was this Native American discovery written in? Or what Native American grandpa can back up this claim? Girl, go take a seat.
Speaking from the perspective as a woman, you are not a biological woman. There is a list of things that I am more excited to do than give birth to children at the moment. I'm more excited.
Wait a second. Are you saying that there's a distinction between people who self-identify as women and biological women?
No, I'm saying that you're not a biological woman.
Well, then I can have the same exact lived experience you do.
Do you identify as a woman?
It wouldn't matter, would it? All that matters is that I could have the same exact lived experience as you if you make no distinction between the self-ID and the biological. And if you don't, and you said you don't, then you can't say you're not a biological woman, so therefore X.
You know what? I am sorry for assuming your self-ID. That was wrong on my part.
So I can have the same exact lived experience as a biological woman, right?
Can I please speak?
Yes or no, could I have the same experience as a biological woman without being a biological woman under your worldview? Yes or no?
Stop interrupting me.
You can't even make your point anymore, can you? You can't defend your own life as a woman because you foolishly decided to share with the same men you claim have taken everything from you. Say hello to the patriarchy, ladies.
Let's say you're president tomorrow and you have all taxpayer dollars. Where would you send it?
To taxpayers?
Give it back?
Yeah.
Okay, hey, fair enough.
I'd be like, no taxes.
Taxation is theft.
Yep.
Say you were president tomorrow. Where would you send taxpayer money?
If I was president?
Yeah.
Everybody can keep their own money.
No taxation?
No taxes, because this is America. We got a money printing machine.
Yeah.
Why are we paying taxes? Everybody keep their money.
If you guys were presidents, what would you send taxes to?
To me.
To you? Give all the taxes to you?
Making these always puts things into a greater perspective for me. A lot of Americans are illiterate, and it has nothing to do with reading or writing. Actually, statistically, most can't read or write either. So no teacher cleared up this pretentious savior complex with taxes? You're gonna give it back? Money printing machines. Ma'am, just put the fries in the bag.
Hi, I'm Nancy Mace, and I've decided I want my whole thing to be an obsession with genitals. When I was growing up, I thought, I wonder if one day I could be a politician and do good for the world. Then I got older and thought, fuck that. I wonder if I could talk about genitals over and over and over again. The thing about me is, I don't know what guides me. I have no real value system, no North Star, if you will. So I decided, I'll be a bigot. Being a bigot's easy. You don't have to do any self-reflection. You don't have to look inward. Thank God for that, because I don't want to look inside this hornet's nest and see what's swirling around. I'll just be a bigot, thanks. I love thinking about my colleagues' genitals. But of course, it was hard to get people to join my cause. Behind the scenes, some people were like, Nancy, you're hitting this bathroom thing really hard. I'm like, what do your genitals look like? Luckily, that sniveling twerp Mike Johnson is down to be a bigot any day of the week. I could call him up on a Saturday and that pathetic dweeb would be like, is everybody else going? I can clear my schedule. I think the as humans, we're all seeking some sense of immortality. The idea that when we die, that's it, is terrifying. And some people aim to do lasting good for the world, to build their legacy. Not me. I want people to go, oh, it's the balls lady, the one who kept picturing people using the bathroom. I'm gonna use this to fundraise. Inside me, there's a swirling, clawing void. It's so hungry, and I don't know how to feed it, and I definitely don't know how to heal it. So I've decided to be cruel. Does it feel good in the moment? Yes. Does it feel good overall? I mean, does anybody feel good? Yes? I won't reflect, and I don't intend to grow. I just want to cause hurt, because at least it's causing something. I'm Nancy Mace. Something inside me is screaming all the time, and the only way I can drown it out is by stirring up chaos outside myself. Please keep talking about me. Nancy Mace, the genitals lady.
Sure, sweetheart, whatever you say, but at the end of the day, XX is not XY, so men should stick to the men's bathroom.
I just wanted to come on here and say that I am absolutely, I just can't understand, why we're so worried about people going to the bathroom when there's, gun violence that's, a clear issue in our schools. There's so many other issues going on in our schools, let alone the education system being completely flawed and not teaching, what we need to know when we go into the world. Genuinely, there's so many issues we could work on instead of bathrooms, but we're worried about where we're going to the bathroom. Great.
I think it's because you're not a girl, you're not a woman, you're not a female. Of course you don't understand it. No one is blaming you for that. Just stay out of the girls' bathrooms, that's all.
You know how I know that we will win everything? Because the other side, they don't like life. They're scared of it. They're scared to be a person. That is why they cling so tightly to the little box that their masters set up for them. And they hate us. We are walking reminders of their own cowardice, and I am proud to be one. They're always going off about freedom. On March 10th, 2020, I told the world I was a woman, and you will never feel as free as I did that day. We are Spartans in the fight for life. Who the f are you? You kiss the bars of your cage. Every single trans person has chewed through those bars with their teeth and swum through a tunnel of to get to life. That's who we are. Who are you? Some incel? Some sniveling Ben Shapiro fan? Some miserable boomer? You think you can take us in a fight for life? We'll tie an arm around our back to give you a fighting shot in that contest. I am blessed to know a lot of older trans women, carried a knife through Times Square in the 80s, that kind of thing. And you know what they all have in common right now? They're not shook. Every single one of them is going, yeah, well, the thing is they know they're losing, so there's gonna be a big flare-up because they're pissed off about losing, and it might be scary and crappy for a minute, but they know they've already lost and they're on their way out the door. And you might think that there's a lot of you, but 300 Spartans took down 1 million. Whatever you're doing right now, it is not a victory cry. It is a pathetic little on your way out the door, and that's the bottom line.
And they say they are too scared to use the male bathrooms. I think they are more than capable. They chew off steel with their teeth or whatever it is that he was yapping about. Now take that energy and use it in the bathrooms, please. I'm trying to have a good day.
It's like every male bodybuilder.
Wake me up when he tells a lie. He forgot to pull down his pants for the almost stripping and showcase.
What's your name?
Killer.
Kilo. How do you move the boys?
I move the boys, I get them blazed, and then I lips them, then they get
That's,
yeah, and then Luigi.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay, move the boys now, right now. Let's see. Move to the guy, quick. Take this mic, take the mic.
Excuse me. Hello. Babes. Babes. Hello. Excuse me.
What is your best game? A game.
I wanna get a girl.
Okay, go on.
Excuse me. Excuse me. I think you're really pretty. Can I have your snap? No. Excuse me. Excuse me. I think you're really pretty. Can I have your snap? Can I have your snap? I think you're really pretty, I can't lie. Huh? I think you're pretty for a man. I think you're... Right now, if I was wearing something different, yeah, see right now, you're not showing off the good parts. The man them don't like me right now, but it's okay.
Wow, but she's right. It'll definitely be different when you change your clothes.
When's the last time you cried?
I don't think I remember.
You don't remember? Why?
Because I don't have a reason to cry. Now she wants me to cry. She wants to know my job. What's next?
So you're not in tune or aligned with your emotions?
I don't see stuff that's sad.
What about things that's going on in the world?
Why would I cry about that?
Because it's sad.
You can't be upset about anything out of your control. That makes no sense. It's like crying that the sky is blue.
It does make sense if you see like humanity like just in pain and in suffering and people dying and getting mad.
It's life.
Oh my God, that's really horrible.
Why would I cry?
But this is the thing.
What does it have to do with me? Why would I cry?
But that's so like, honestly, like that's a really selfish way to think.
So now that I've cried, what have I done for them?
It shows that you've got empathy, but for me it's a big red flag when you're not emotionally available, when you don't understand or you don't care about other people.
If I see someone's died halfway across the world or whatever, would I cry? Have I saved them?
They can't be serious. There's literally so many women who have admitted to breaking up with their boyfriends because he cried in front of them. What exactly do you want?
Okay, hello. Oh, that's my legal name, but I actually go by L. Oh, well, I don't see that on my chart. Well, I wrote it on the form right up top. There it is. Yeah. Okay, Mr. What are we in for today? I've just had a sore throat for the last couple of weeks. Well, we don't want that. Yeah, no. See, it says here that you are currently on estrogen. Is that correct? Mm-hmm. Have you ever thought that might be the cause of your issue? No, I'm pretty positive that my estrogen has absolutely nothing to do with my throat. Are you on this medication, may I ask? On estrogen? Mm-hmm. Well, I am a trans person. Oh, okay, well that's interesting. Now, which way are you? Well, my medical history should be all on your chart. Oh, there it is, you're a man. Okay. Let me just take a few notes here. Do you take poppers? No, I do not. Okay. Have you ever been to Thailand? No, I haven't. Oh, well, you just need to go. They have a lot of you over there. Well, I will keep that in mind. So here's the deal. Oh, God. I don't really feel comfortable treating you today because I don't have much experience with your kind. Okay, then I'll just go. But I did notice from your last labs that your testosterone levels are really suppressed, so I recommend you start taking weekly T-shots immediately. I can send over a prescription today. Are you kidding me? I'd like to leave now. Okay, Mr. Whatever you need. Gosh, he is moody. Must be all that estrogen.
Definitely ended up on the wrong FYP. I thoroughly enjoyed it, I must say. Didn't they say that hormones would affect your voice? Maybe that is the estrogen trying to kill the testosterone in your vocal cords. See? You should have just asked me. Wasted all that time getting an appointment.
Kind of things like make you not necessarily as proud to be American.
Assimilation of a lot of cultures. Like there's a food truck that I got a burrito from, and I got salsa, and it was like tomato juice. And so I was like, okay, how are y'all gonna like use someone's culture and then like appropriate it?
This feels like a scene from every inclusive Hollywood movie in 2024. Maybe whoever is behind the food truck stove just can't cook. But yeah, appropriation is cool too. Racist America. These are the same people who read the stars and saw Kamala winning. I think Nancy can rest easy tonight. There are bigger battles. Wait, where is Kamala, by the way?
Does anyone else feel like diarrhea happens when you pee and poop at the same time? Or is that just me? Okay, I answered my question.
At least got the stand-up part right. All you've got to do now is work on the comedy, Ixir.
We humans are capable of so much. We are capable of so many amazing things. But yet, it's 2023. We can fly helicopters on Mars. But yet, the minute somebody says, "Hi, I'm trans, I'm non-binary, I'm just different," the world, it loses its meaning. We are threat simply human. And if we are allowed to be ourselves, if we are allowed to be ourselves without fear, without hatred, without anger, we are brilliant. We are astonishing. But we're just simply human. Let us be our self-care.
This is a police officer in Britain, by the way, and recently they've been given the right to search and strip search women. Yay for inclusivity. Another day in the most normal country in the world, just horses galloping in the waves. Nothing to see here.
I'm just doing a quick school project, and I love the outfit.
I have no desire to engage in any kind of romance. I don't like branded shirts. It just happened to be green, which I like, so I feel like I am not your target audience.
Where would you take your girl on the first date?
My house? I have no intentions of romance. I don't have any cool places to go, so I'd be like, okay, the easiest place to go to is my own home, question mark? I don't know.
I don't know about how this one made me feel, so I'll let you guys have this. Enjoy.
I just wanted to ask MAGA women, have you guys decided when your husband's side chicks get pregnant, are you just moving them into the house and y'all all just communally living together? Or are you gonna leave them? Okay.
When your husband's boyfriend transitions, would you introduce him as their auntie?
What's good money?
Pull up your account.
My phone is dead.
Okay.
What is good?
Until you can pull up your account, then...
Well, give us an idea. Why does it have to be about me? Is a couple million enough?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Isn't that wild? Like nowadays, the market is so inflated that to get a 31-year-old girl...
You know what's funny though?
You need to have multi-million dollars, like to get a ran through 31-year-old like sweatpants Birkin bag. You need to have multiple M's in the bank.
I know.
That's insane.
You can't just be funny and have a fucking 8-inch hammer anymore.
Hold
what the fuck?
Hold on. Do you hate women?
No. I love women.
Are you sure?
I do. I love women.
What's your relationship like with your
I
mom?
have a great relationship with my mom.
Really? She hugged you and shit when you were
I
little?
did. I was just talking to her right before this. Like right before I walked in, I was.
Why do you find that so hard to believe?
I'm feeling a little anger, misogyny.
Oh, don't you dare say that word. Don't you
really
dare.
There we go. The word of the day, ladies and gentlemen, misogyny. She's sensing anger because he has standards regarding the woman he chooses to have a relationship with. Well, I sense bitterness and hurt because she knows she can never be that woman. Okay, this video is a stitch from TikTok.
This is a question for black people and black people only, but African-American black people, no other black, you have to be African-American. So I'm half African-American and Indian, so I always use the Indian flag. But we don't have an African-American flag. So I just say African-American and I got the Indian. So do we need a flag? Can we get a flag? Is that too much? Do we not need a flag? Does not make sense? I don't know. I just feel kind of weird that African-Americans don't have something. Like, we need a flag, yo.
You have a flag, idiot.
An African-American flag. Right. TikTok fries the brain. Let me just tell you, because there is no way an adult woman would actually set up her phone, record herself saying the dumbest thing, and posting it for the world to see.
Anytime I tell a guy that I work at a daycare, he's just like, oh damn, those lucky kids. What I wouldn't do to have be one of your students, what I would do if you were my teacher, and I'm just like, okay. It's always just made into a fetishizing thing.
I don't think you should be offended. I think that's
I'm not
a
offended.
compliment.
It just seems that that's the only reason guys care is because they think it's hot that I'm a little preschool teacher.
No, they find it attractive that you're good at caring for children.
Yeah, they've never said it that way though.
That's not fetishizing to say that. What they're doing is they're trying to give you a compliment and tell you that they think that you're beautiful. They're not trying to fetishize nothing. And so what they do is they take an occupation that you're familiar with and they make an offhand comment like that because it's funny and they think that they can in that way call you beautiful without it sounding sappy.
No, it's just immature. Sorry, boys.
I think it's immature to compliment women at all because you're all just brats about it and finding it's a fetish, it's a dead. You just always brat. I wouldn't compliment any of them. It's just always a bad idea.
Okay, the guy at the end just went completely and unnecessarily off the rails, but can you really blame him? How tone deaf must you be to think that complimenting your profession is fetishism? I wonder just how many people she has told that to. You work with children, so a lot of people will think that these men just have a disturbing thing for children. If he was a personal trainer, you'd mention it, but men can't even give compliments now. These are tough times.
How long were you engaged?
About 8 months, and then I called the wedding off like a month or a few weeks before our whole paid for wedding. And
wait, 2 weeks before, so everything was planned?
Paid for. He was great, you guys. He was perfect on paper, literally. Like, and I was like, I needed to do this because everyone else is getting married around me. Oh, I better keep up, right? Months go by, we're planning this wedding, right? How am I gonna do this? Like, I'm not being true to myself. Like, this is so unauthentic. Like, what am I gonna do? He also had,
mental health issues?
A small. It's like not that small, but it was like definitely nothing that I'm gonna.
How do you feel saying that information out loud today, that he has a small wiener?
There is so much going on here, okay? This is what you need to know. She got into a relationship with a guy who was head over heels in love with her at 23. At 26, he proposed to her dismay, but she said yes regardless. 2 weeks to the wedding, she decided she was not being authentic. Her words, not mine, and decided to call it off. When she was asked the reason, she said he had a small organ.
We had the best time together for the time that we were together, you guys, I swear to God. I was very shocked when he proposed to me because we never had talked about let's get married soon. Like, I never saw myself getting married at like such a young age. To me, that's a young age, right?
27? That's not.
I know, but I just
that young.
I didn't expect him. Who wants to marry me?
That's
you know
a fair
what I mean?
point.
Like, what the fuck's wrong with it? Like, so anyways,
She's not wrong.
I didn't feel that deep spark that I have with my husband now, truthfully. Nobody can ever find it.
Was it because he didn't want to have an open
find
relationship?
No, he broke his arm. When I broke up with him, he punched a wall and broke his arm. His bone was falling out.
That's not what I asked.
Wait, you're.
Oh, well, I'm just telling you. You wanted to know.
The guy who you called off the engagement with.
Yeah, my ex-fiance.
I asked you if the guy that you called off an engagement.
Any of you ladies take in a black illegal immigrant that's here with us today that needs a home? No, I thought Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter, but they won't take in my black illegal immigrant friend Felix from Mexico. I guess they don't matter that much.
They are social activists. Their activism ends on the social part. They don't actually do anything, and neither do they really want to. It's signs and noise, nothing more.
Alright, so let's talk about what it is that I actually mean to do on Inauguration Day. So there's going to be a lot of people there. A lot of people on his side, and a lot of people protesting on our side. I mean to meet as many people as I can. Try to convince them to work together in a co-opetition. And if everything works the way that it's supposed to, I will be in front of that stage with people chanting for me to be heard. Either Legion or let him speak. Whatever, I don't care. Get me on stage to speak before the president and change the very fabric of human history. Our future is in our hands, and I mean to take it. Charge forward. Grasp that future with both hands and rip it apart. The future I see is not one I accept. The future I want is one that I will build, and I need your help to get there.
If you're gonna dive headfirst into planning a couple, at least take it off the internet, you doofus. Do you have no friends? No family? Oh wait, you guys cut them off weeks ago. Well, go on then. Make the future you want, I guess. You don't look awful in that green. I'm sure you'd look even better in jail orange.
So you really decided to take me out on a date to Subway?
Yes.
Do you not have money for something nicer? I thought we were gonna go do something else, not dinner.
I do have money. I just don't have high faith in you.
Why would you say that?
I feel like you're in it for the money and not for me.
Of course I'm in it for the money.
See, that's why I brought you to Subway. to see what your true character was.
You wanted to see what my true character was by taking me to a rundown fucking place like this. I got dressed, I got up and I got ready and I took a shower and I did all the basics just to come somewhere nicer.
I'm sorry, honey.
You live by yourself.
Yes, I did.
Wait, back up. You took a shower? Do you not wash yourself on a daily basis? Also, you want to go somewhere nicer with what you have going on your head.
So it looks like it's the first transgender Congresswoman, Sarah, is going to be forced to be treated as a man in Congress. She's going to be forced in men's restrooms or into gender-neutral restrooms. She may be referred to on the floor as Mr. And who knows if Republicans are going to make her use the male dress code. But what we do know is the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, announced that he is going to treat her as a man whenever it comes to using the bathroom. What's worse is that we just got a statement from Representative McBride where she says that she's not happy with it, but she's going to comply with all of the rules that Speaker Johnson says she has to follow. While I understand that it's hard, the decision to just comply does not just affect men. This decision also affects all of the transgender staffers who work on Capitol Hill. I know several of them. Many of them are upset right now. And we don't know what would happen if McBride tried to use the women's restroom, as she's been using them for years. We know that in other cases, when prominent Democratic legislators stood up against cruel Republican policies targeting them, they blew up in their faces. What we do know is acquiescing does not stop trans kids. It doesn't stop them. Representative Nancy Mace, the one who was responsible for this resolution that would ban her from bathrooms, do you think she just stopped there? Do you think that that is the only pound of flesh that she wanted to extract? It wasn't. Because that very same day, she announced that she would be pushing a federal ban on bathrooms for everybody who is trans across the United States. That's right. National park bathrooms. Done. Airport bathrooms in places like Dulles and Reagan. Done. You can imagine the horror that trans people across the country are feeling because they might also be targeted in bathrooms nationally. Now, we don't know what laws they're actually going to pass. That bill has not been passed yet. But if they can say that Sarah McBride, one of the most milquetoast mainline Democrats, who literally fought for paid family leave for impoverished mothers in Delaware, if they're going to say that somebody like her is too dangerous in a bathroom, they can say that about any transgender person.
Give him an Oscar so I don't have to hear him anymore, please. If McBride is not a danger, he wouldn't mind using any bathroom then. Let's just wrap up this conversation already. They can say that about any transgender person? You mean the ones threatening to harm people over their own bathrooms? The ones assaulting women in prisons and even bathrooms? The ones taking off the female costume whenever it's time to attack women? Yes, they can say that they are a danger. Next.
Can you name any rights men have today that women don't?
Any rights that men have that women do not? Any rights that men have that women do not? No. No.
So then what laws are feminists fighting for?
Shit, that's a good one. Shit, that's a good.
It was so nice seeing the light bulb just come on in her eyes. Hopefully it stays on. There's no battle more pointless than the one without an opponent.
I do OnlyFans, and I'm going to tell you right now that I have simps, but I like them. I have genuine.
Because they're paying you.
No, I have relationships with most of these guys before they even pay me. Friendships. You know,
And then
I know these people.
They're not friends if they want to see you naked. If I had a male friend that subscribed, if I made an OnlyFans, which I never would, I would never consider him a friend.
You are dating a guy right now, right? How does he feel knowing that there are like other men that you would consider to be like close, intimate relationships?
He's on it also. He's on my OnlyFans with me.
What the fuck?
Well, oh. Okay.
What?
Wow, this is like the most full circle.
The world is spinning out of control.
So, who else has lost their family to Trump? I had this horrible conversation with my dad, my sister-in-law. They're still, after all this they're still Trump supporters. It's like, how can I respect you? How can I respect you if you are still a Trump supporter when you have a daughter and a great-granddaughter? Right? But, yeah, he's a Trump supporter. How has Trump stolen my family from me? I don't think I can talk to my dad or my sister-in-law and my brother ever again because they believe in this gross human. He's so gross. He's a grifter. He's just been a gross human. It's well documented.
This woman is married. She looks like she's well settled in her 30s, and this is what she's posting on the internet? She doesn't think she can speak to her family anymore. Okay.
So I just had surgery like 2 weeks ago. This is my first week being able to speak because I was completely mute for 2 weeks. This is my voice after the surgery. It's still healing, so it doesn't sound great at all. Oh, I'm not allowed to cough. It sounds disgusting, but eventually it's gonna like settle down. Wait, let me take this plaster off. I got rid of my Adam's apple too. I'll give you some updates on how I'm healing. This is 17 days post-op.
So you're a pretty man. Good job, buddy.
I just thought about opening the packages. People are being so mean. I just want to enjoy things the way that I enjoy them. And not have be a problem. It is not a problem. Don't let them get you down, honey. You're good enough. And you are loved. They're calling me a thing. I know. They're trying to make themselves feel better by putting other people down. Show people that it's okay to be autistic and to act like you do and to show yourself like you do, and it's so important for people to see. I'm not doing a bad thing. No. You're doing such a good job. Okay. Hey, and I'm so proud of you.
I laughed for like 30 seconds after watching this train wreck. Someone said they looked like a lesbian comforting her mother. And you know what? I have no objections.
Hey y'all, wouldn't it be something if Vice President Harris just decided I'm not going to certify the election and just stood up there and said, no, we're not going to do this. And then Joe Biden says, you know what? Never mind. I'm not going to leave the White House. I'm just going to stay and declare a state of emergency. And they do the same thing that the Republicans did 4 years ago. Wouldn't that just serve all the MAGA people? Wouldn't that be what they really all deserve? Is to have in this election the Democrats to do the exact same things that they did, and then just say no, we're not going to certify it, and then just move on with the country. Say, Trump, you can go on back to Mar-a-Lago, and all you MAGA people, y'all can go down there and get back in your Sunday school and teach you little Bible lessons. But it would be what they deserved, wouldn't it? It would be, you know.
Wait, what? He doesn't hear himself, does he? Gramps, do you hear yourself, or are you just letting words fly out?
Another one for the girls. How about no ministration March? You cannot ministrate in the month of March. Is this a good idea?
I can't explain it, but he genuinely scares me. Genuinely.
And there's some kind of other organism. You gotta remove it. It's okay.
Without its mother.
Can't survive on its own outside the womb.
A baby can.
No, can. Leave it on the floor. See what happens to it.
A baby can physically survive for a little bit without its host.
No, but I'm saying, like, if she's saying the argument is, like, it can't survive, like, brain dead people can't survive, a young baby can't survive at all. It would die in, like, a week.
Yeah. Well, I know. I mean, I think that's just, like, answers it. I'm just wondering what you have to say.
No, I'm just saying if you leave a baby on the floor, that's like a difference of circumstances.
If you leave a baby on the floor, it'll die. If you take a metal instrument and you put it in a womb and scrape it around, the baby will die.
These people act like babies in the womb, are scheduled to die anyway, so they are just speeding up the process like the merciful wokies that they are.
Like, what do you do when you go to work and somebody introduces you and then immediately shares your pronouns, essentially like outing you as trans? I will find them and I will tag them, but this is something I encounter all the time. Now, in most cases, people are like trying to be nice and they're overthinking their allyship to the extreme. A lot of the times they forget that when they talk about you, your pronouns will automatically come up in conversation. So if somebody's like, hey, like, this is so-and-so, like, they just started today and like, this is their position, like, your pronouns are gonna be in that sentence. And so if somebody does introduce me and they're like, hey, this is so-and-so, they use these pronouns, I would just pull them aside and be like, hey, like, you don't need to do that because I can tell people my pronouns whenever I think it's necessary. And it's the same conversation I have with them about like private conversations. I'll tell people, if you're talking to somebody and they misgender me, feel free to be like, oh, hey, they actually use they, them pronouns. But you don't need to like introduce me in a conversation that way. You don't need to be like, oh yeah, like later today you're gonna meet so-and-so. Like, oh, they use they, them pronouns, by the way. Because when they meet me, like, I can just tell them that. Like, you don't have to do it. Now, I have encountered people though who have maliciously and like purposefully been outing me by telling people my pronouns. This is an entirely different situation, and I have had people be like, oh, well, like, I don't really deal with that. Like, I don't call them those pronouns, but like, they use these pronouns, like, just so you know, like, I guess. And it's a way for them to communicate to others that I am trans and they're outing me, and they're trying to communicate to others that they are a safe person if they also don't respect my identity. So I have had a conversation with people and tell them essentially, do not tell people my pronouns, do not tell people I'm trans, do not discuss this. And if you continue to discuss it, we will be having another conversation, because at that point, it's becoming hostile. At that point, they're weaponizing my identity and being hateful and harmful and creating an environment that not only makes me uncomfortable, but can also make other people uncomfortable. But at the end of the day, I use they, them pronouns, and so I'm just doomed to be outed for the rest of my life, essentially. But at the same time though, I still deserve control over who knows what about me, because not everybody is safe and not everybody's going to be somebody that I'm going to repeatedly correct. A lot of being trans is being strategic, and a lot of cis people don't even consider like what that's like. And so I just like to make sure that they know that like I have control over myself, and all you need to do as a non-trans person, as a cisgender person, is just, you know, politely correct somebody in a conversation if they misgender me. Outside of that, you don't need to do any more than that.
Or you just want to weep about being misgendered, so you don't like it if people are already informed on whether or not they want to engage with you. Nothing satisfies you, not even acceptance, but you will make do with victimhood.
I want to let you know what's going on in our state in regards to LGBT policy. We're getting new information from the state level from Governor Youngkin that we have to amend our policies to align with his new plan to try to give parents more rights in education. And that sounds nice, but it's ultimately going to hurt kids, because it's going to cause educators to not be able to use the correct name and pronoun that students are telling us to use. It's going to require us to go to parents to get approval before we can use the correct pronouns, and that's really going to hurt kids in unsupportive families. We also have to amend our policies to no longer allow students to play sports or go to the bathroom with their gender, and instead go to the one that matches their gender at birth. So keep watching what's going on in Virginia. We're fighting.
Why are you so pressed about men using women's bathrooms? You're fighting, sure, go on.
Would you rather come across a random man or a random bear in the woods?
The bear, because you could scare the bear off. You're not going to scare a man off if he sees you alone in the woods.
Okay, what about you?
A man.
A bear.
A bear?
Probably the man. Even if he was Ted Bundy in his prime, still the man.
Still Ted Bundy.
A man? You know what? I'm going to change my answer. I'm going to go bear.
Okay, what about you?
I don't assume all men are bad. I would pick a man.
Man.
Wait.
And I've had an experience with a bear.
You've had the bear experience.
Yeah.
Okay. Those of you said bear, why?
Well, I said you could scare a bear off. You probably not going to scare a man off.
I feel the same way. And some men actually get more turned on when you are scared.
What percentage of men do you think would choose to attack you in this scenario?
It's a 50-50 shot. I don't know. You have to understand too, we're talking from our own views of how we see men. Amount of men we encounter, it's a lot.
So because of your experience, half the men in this room are predators.
Wait, are the two bear choosers twin sisters? That would have been cute if they were a little bit smarter.
Me and Andrew are misogynists.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. Andrew's a misogynist.
I think he has an animosity towards women. Yeah, I think so.
Do you think I'm a misogynist?
A little bit. The definition of hatred is a great dislike, and it's actually one of the sins of living in the flesh.
What if it's possible? I don't dislike women. I just dislike stupid people. And it doesn't matter if they're men or women. And you just happen to be a stupid person, and that's why I dislike you. And also happen to be a woman at the same time. So you happen to be stupid and happen to be a woman, but I don't hate you because you're a woman. I dislike you because you're stupid. Well, could that be possible?
Well, why don't you ever talk about men? You always talk about how much you hate women every day.
I debate it professionally for a living against men and women. You go on TikTok after you got with a guy who had 1 million TikTok followers so you could piggyback on that to fame. I would not bullshit me.
We actually have a video on this channel where a girl on this same podcast had called the men a misogynist. Guess what happened when she was asked to define the term? She burst into tears and left the studio. This bright-haired woman in this video is not a very bright person, it seems.
The table to a man outside of sex.
What do you think she will bring besides?
I'm going on the panel.
Have you ever been in a relationship that you obviously have sex, but what does she bring to the table besides that? Tell me.
Well, I'm asking you the question.
How it works.
I have an answer, but I would like to know yours.
Okay, well.
Okay, yeah, I'm supportive, ambitious, I'm adventurous, I'm definitely open-minded, to a lot of things. So, yeah, I'm a good time.
Cool. All right.
My answer is I don't know. I don't know what I would bring to the table. This is me. You like it, you don't. Let's find out. Let's figure it out together.
Wait, you said you have a boyfriend though, right?
Yeah, I do.
Well, what do you do for him then?
Oh, a lot of things. Do you want to know?
We literally just asked you that.
Do you want to ask him?
Yeah. I'm asking you. You said I'm not sure what I bring to the table, and then I'm like, wait, aren't you in a relationship?
Honestly, when I'm in a relationship, I'm not like, what am I bringing to the table? Is he happy if I do this? I don't question myself all the time. I'm like, this is who I am. Maybe today.
But you notice something interesting?
Yes.
When you were asked what you're looking for long term, you had a laundry list of stuff you mentioned. But then when you were asked, what do you bring to that person? Then you're like, I don't know. Do you understand how there's like a confusion there?
It's not confusing for me. I don't know if there's somebody else that's not as confused as you.
She doesn't know a lot of things, it seems. Well, all the best to the man she's in a relationship with.
Largely, a gender recognition certificate is important so that someone can be affirmed as who they are when they get married, and that when they die, their family can't override their wishes and bury them as someone they're not.
So it's an identity certificate rather than this is a license to do X, Y, or Z.
Exactly. It is about validity and about who you are not being disregarded.
Have the Scottish made it too easy to get one of these certificates?
I really don't think so, because I think that the way that these certificates basically don't impact anyone other than the person getting them. To explain my own situation, for about 8 years before I got my gender recognition certificate, I already had a passport that said I was female. All of my bank cards, all of my letters to my address were addressed to me. I was legally recognised as a trans person without having a gender recognition certificate.
Wait. What do you mean you were legally recognised without the certificate? What's that distinction?
Yeah, the Equality Act recognises trans people as being transgender and doesn't require them to have a gender recognition certificate to have that protection. If you say you are trans, if you have changed your name, if you have declared yourself as trans, we already have a situation in the UK where you are protected legally as a trans person.
They just want to keep taking and taking. Barely seen any of them contributing to society. It's always give me this. I need to be affirmed with that. I can't be valid if you don't accept my delusion. Will it ever end?
Do you guys think that a 40-year-old woman who has Botox and all that is going to be more attractive than herself naturally at 20?
That is possible, because when you're in your early 20s, even late 20s sometimes, you're not always taking care of yourself because you're grinding, you're working longer hours, like you're just trying harder in life. And I feel like once you get older,
I would just make a counter argument and say that like you've comparing 20 to 40. Do you think 20-year-olds or 40-year-olds are more stressed out?
20.
Really?
40-year-olds.
Yeah.
It depends. It depends on the 20-year-old. Depends on the 40.
You know how much easier life was when I was 20 versus now at 35?
But I feel like what's the
differences? What's the environment? It's a different environment right now. The 20-year-olds right now are stressed the hell out.
And not even that, like.
Over OnlyFans and girl vacations paid for by a man. It's a lot of stress, Brian. Be empathetic.
Waiting, and then there's these 3 12-year-old, I'm guessing 12-year-old girls.
And I'm just stood there and just chilling, minding my own business. And then I keep feeling these eyes looking at me. And I'm like, oh, maybe they're clocking me, maybe they notice I'm trans, which is absolutely fine. Obviously, I'm a born biological male, I'm 5'10", I've got big hands and feet and an Adam's apple. I'm not going to be surprised if someone notices me being trans. It really doesn't bother me. But I don't think that was it. They kept looking at me. This is the face I kept getting. When I was 12, I was just playing with Barbie dolls, minding my own business, and these girls are up here in the salon getting their nails done. I'm like, where is your mother? And then they kept looking at me, and they were like, excuse me? And they might have been clocking me, I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna go and clean my house now. I've been put in my place by 3 12-year-olds. Bye.
No hate for this person, he seems pretty cool. My issue was the enablers and inciters in his comment section. Guess what they were saying? They said the 12-year-old girls were probably jealous of his beauty. His beauty? Okay, sure, whatever you say.
Yeah, at work I'm about to drop off an order, and my diaper's getting kind of full right now, so I might need to change really soon. But it is very discreet. Check out my last video for the discreet outfits video, but my diaper is getting a little full right now.
And there goes my lunch. Here's where the curtains drop. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe so there will always be another video, and if you have, see you in the next one.